Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be making some fish tempura rolls out of some tautog that I caught. So they're also called blackfish in the Northeast, like Massachusetts, up in Maine, New York, that sort of place. But here in Maryland and Virginia, we call them tautog. So this is fish that I caught the other day. And for tempura, we're just going to go ahead and slice this like we would with sashimi, except maybe a little bit thicker, and then just fry it up. So I'm just going to go ahead, this is probably good right here. This good piece for tempura. And we're just going to be slicing them up. I'm not going to be too particular because it's all going in a sushi roll. But maybe a centimeter thick slices. And that's probably good as is. And then this guy. And I'm not going to be eating this raw because when I was cleaning it, I was pretty sure I saw some parasites in there. So I'm just going to play it safe and not eat this raw as much as I want to. I just think it's not worth it. Sometimes I don't care, sometimes I do. I think in my past videos I was kind of a little bit more brave. But today I'm not really brave with this fish because these fish do get pretty old. And I know the older the fish, the more likely they are to carry parasites. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and slice this into little, kind of like fish sticks, I guess. And then we're going to make some tempura out of it. Alright. So let's go, I'm going to go prepare the batter and then fry these up. Okay, so now that we have our fish cut, I'm going to just go ahead and I'm heating up some oil now. But we have some tempura batter here. And it's just any sort of fry mix. You can make your own tempura batter. There's recipes online if you want to look. I'm just not going to do that today because I like this brand personally. And honestly, any kind of like fry mix, tempura mix that you can find at an Asian market should be fine. So I'm not going to measure this. I mainly go for consistency. And for all the amount of fish we have, I think that should be enough batter. I don't think we need more. And then to this, I'm just going to add ice water. And it seems like ice water is really important for tempura. And I think in batters in general. The theory behind it, to my understanding, is the colder the batter is, when you drop it into the hot oil, it creates more of a violent reaction from the hot to cold. And when that happens, it gives you a better texture and it gives you more crunch. I haven't tested it to find out if that's true or not. But I'm going to take the word of people who do this professionally. And yeah. So like I said, I'm going for a texture. I'm not really going for specific proportions. I want it to be a little runny. I don't want it to be really thick like a beer batter or something. And I definitely don't want to overwork it and work in too much gluten. So let's see how this is. Alright. Besides all these lumps, I think this is the consistency I want. And yeah. I think that's good enough for me. Actually, so just a little bit more flour. There. Alright. Now I'm going to take our fish, and I could coat this in a little bit of a, will I do that? Let's see. Nah. Well, yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to coat the fish also in a little bit of this flour. Okay, that's nice and coated. I have a lot of extra ice water. Set this aside for me to drink later. And yeah. Once the oil's heated up, I'm just going to go dunk this into the tempura batter and then fry it. So I'll get back to you when we're there. Okay, we're back and now we're going to start our frying. So our oil is at 350 and what we're going to do is just take our fish, dunk it in the tempura, and we want it to drip off. We don't want a lot of extra batter on there. We want this to be a nice thin coating so it's nice and crispy. And we're just going to start frying them one by one. I'm kind of swishing it to try to make it fry straight. I kind of failed at that, but yeah, just dip it in, let a lot of excess drip off, and swish it in. And we're just gonna do this for every single piece. And yeah, I'm swishing it for two reasons. One is to try to get it to fry straight, and the other is just trying to get the coating to set before frying. And that way it just doesn't stick to the bottom. And I'm going to fry this for about, I don't know, I'm not too particular about it. Let's say 3 to 4 minutes, maybe, or until golden brown. And we definitely don't want to overcrowd the pan here, so we don't want to drop the oil temperature too much. Usually what I like to do actually is I like to heat the oil up a little bit past the point where I want to fry. So I want to hit 350. So I actually heated it to 375, and after dropping everything in, the oil is down to 356, which is around the range where I want it. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep frying these, and then I'll come back to you when I'm ready to pull them out. Okay, so it's been 3 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and pull these out. They're pretty thin pieces. They're not too big either, so they should cook pretty quickly. I'm just going to lay them on this wire rack right here and keep frying the rest of them. Okay, we're back, and now we're ready to start assembling the roll. We finished frying the fish, and we have all of our ingredients prepped. So we're just going to go ahead and wet our hands and grab some rice. And you might have noticed I put on a glove because I have a cut on my hand, and I got it when I was fishing, and I wasn't wearing one this whole time, and now it's kind of just annoying me. So yep, we just wet our hands, grab a little bit of rice, and we're just spreading it on. So we're doing this roll with the rice on the outside. I'm just kind of doing it like in the same style as a shrimp tempura roll, or just a California roll with the rice on the outside. And yep, we just spread out our rice in an even layer and sprinkle it with some sesame seeds. Alright, hang on, I wish I had a shaker, but I don't. Let's see, how are we gonna do this? Okay, dry our hands, sprinkle the seeds. Okay. Flip it over. And then we start assembling our ingredients. So let's start with some fish. And then we have some avocado. That's a bit big. Let's get this piece of avocado. And, hang on. I want to flip this around. A bunch of cucumber. Okay. Wipe our hands clean, and then we'll roll this up. One. Oops. I'm actually gonna do this without the mat so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, there we go. A little extra. been so long since I've made a sushi roll that, honestly, I'm a little rusty. Alright. I'm also not used to wearing a glove while doing it. Feels kind of weird, to be honest. Alright. Anyway, here we have it. A nice fat roll. And then we'll roll the other one and then just cut them all at once. So let me grab a plate really quick. Alright, eat a piece for me. Or sorry, eat a piece of tempura because I'm hungry. And wet our hands. Grab a bowl of rice, fist size. I will say this is my first time wearing a glove, and while like my feelings aren't, well, I don't really have the same feeling I have in my fingers, it's definitely a lot easier to spread the rice on with gloves than without. It's kind of crazy how big of a difference wearing a glove does when it comes to spreading the rice. Maybe it's also because you don't really notice it sticking to your hands, because you obviously don't have the same feeling, so you don't get distracted by it. It's very interesting, actually. Okay. And then time for sesame seeds. Alright, that's enough. Okay. Flip it over. And we have our fish. Avocado. And cucumber. All right, so now we're just gonna roll it up. All right, these are fat rolls. Not really used to making rolls this fat, but that's fine. Okay. So we have our rolls here. Yep, seem to be shaped nicely. So we'll just go ahead and cut them. All right, grab this other roll, place it off to the side. Get a nice wet knife, and let's see how I feel. See if I can do 10 pieces. All right, wet my knife down. Alright, these are some thin pieces. I kind of messed up. Man, why are these so, weird? Oh well. Anyway. Reshape them. Never be afraid to reshape them. It's always okay to reshape them after cutting. And and I'm just gonna go ahead and plate these up. No matter how many times I do this, I can never plate them nicely. I don't know. Maybe it's something I need to work on. Second roll. Make sure it's shaped nicely. Wet our knife, wipe it down. Okay, I don't think I like cutting into 10 pieces. I feel like they're all about to fall apart. We'll see what happens when I eat it. But yeah, I'm like 90% sure this is going to be impossible to eat with chopsticks. So I'm just going to eat them with my fingers so I don't have to embarrass myself eating them with chopsticks on camera and then having them all fall apart. So this is the second plate so I can take a picture for Instagram. Alright. It's good enough for me. No one has to know that actually cut them into 10 pieces. So this will be for Instagram. And anyway, alright, we're ready to eat. So I'll get back to you when I'm at the table. Alright guys, so here's the sushi all plated up. Sorry for the bad plating. Honestly, aesthetically plating sushi is probably one of the things I haven't learned how to do yet. I think it's honestly one of the hardest things for me because it always just kind of falls apart. Well, it doesn't fall apart, but you have to be very delicate with it when plating. But yeah, I already had a few pieces. It tasted really good. So let's just go ahead and try the rest on camera. Okay, so we're doing this angle again. I actually liked it a lot. Only problem is I'm a little too tall. So honestly, if I was a little bit shorter, if I was like this, it'd be perfect, maybe. Well, you'd be able to tell more of what I was doing. So I guess I'll just slouch and eat for now, for the sake of the video. But, yeah, let's just dig in. Like I said, I had a few pieces already, because they just kind of fell apart. So, let me know, how do you guys like your sushi? Do you like to mix your wasabi in, or do you like to add wasabi onto your sushi itself, so you don't, like, mix it all? Okay, sorry. Let me start over again. So do you guys like to mix the wasabi into your soy sauce, or do you kind of like to add a little bit of wasabi onto your sushi and then eat it that way instead of mixing it all into your soy sauce? I think the way I liked it was I used to like to mix it a lot into my soy sauce, but sometimes, you know, sometimes you want a piece without wasabi, so sometimes you want a piece without the wasabi or with it, so I just started putting it on top of the piece that I was eating instead of mixing it all into the soy sauce. Sometimes I get lazy, obviously, but usually I try to not mix it into my soy sauce anymore. It's very good. I can't tell if I prefer this or shrimp tempura. I think I might prefer this. Okay, I'm lazy. I'm gonna mix the wasabi into the soy sauce. Yeah, like I mentioned, I do think this is better than shrimp tempura. I think I would personally recommend this for you guys to try it too. Unless you don't like fish and you like shrimp. But in my opinion, because with shrimp you have to stretch the shrimp, you have to peel the shrimp, and it's a lot more work than just cutting up a fillet if you just buy fillets from the store. Yeah, flavor-wise, there's not like a huge difference between like a white fleshed fish and shrimp. I guess texturally, shrimp's a little chewier, and it has obviously more distinct flavor because not many things taste like shrimp, but this is definitely easier for sure. Honestly, there's not much to talk about with this. It's just kind of what you expect. It's just really good sushi. I think it's really good sushi. I've never really gotten like I guess a concrete answer about whether or not, like, how my sushi compares. personally, I think it can't be worse than like grocery store or gas station sushi. Like, how can it be? But I'm not sure if it necessarily holds up to sushi that you might get from a restaurant. At least when you compare rolls. Obviously, once you start factoring in like the quality of fish, the seasonings, that sort of thing. But if you just want to say like California rolls, you know, super Americanized sushi, that sort of thing, I haven't really received a good concrete answer from my friends or family about what they think. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's probably pretty similar. Like, it's hard to... Sorry. What I was going to say is, I think it's hard to really stand out when it comes to just like standard rolls with like standard ingredients like imitation crab, avocado, and cucumber, you know? Like, you can only get so high quality of that for California rolls. For shrimp tempura rolls, I guess the same thing, you know? The shrimp, it's... Unless you're eating it raw or something, in my opinion, I haven't really had a shrimp unless you're getting like super, super premium shrimp, which I doubt you're doing at like a regular sushi restaurant anyway. So, I don't know, I think I do a pretty good job. If any of you, friends or family who have tried my sushi, I'd honestly like a good opinion on what you guys think. I'm not sure if I'd be able to improve it, but I'm just curious as to what the quality of this actually is and how it compares. I can actually had a really interesting idea. I think maybe doing like a grilled fish, or, I mean, I guess grilled eel rolls exist already, so unagi and anago, I think. Unagi is freshwater eel, anago is saltwater? The second one might be wrong, but I know unagi is definitely freshwater eel. But anyway, what I was saying is I think a grilled fish would actually be pretty good in a sushi roll. Might be some smokiness, which might be good. Obviously, it wouldn't be, what's the word for it? It wouldn't be authentic, but I think it'd be good. And it's definitely a lot healthier than frying it. So yeah, I actually went out and I did some fishing today. I got a sheep's head. I shot some footage for it, and I was thinking about filming me making nigiri, but nah, it's pretty much the same as black drum, to be honest. The video is not going to be much different. So I think I'm not going to do that. And I actually caught this fish on Sunday. So the tautog I caught Sunday, and I went out again today, which is Tuesday, and I caught the sheep's head. So I think this is going to be my last fishing trip for a little bit. Okay, sorry. I really need to stop eating, like, when I'm talking. And, like, in the middle of a thought. Anyway. So, yeah. So, this is probably my last fishing trip for a while. At least for a week. Because the weather's not going to be great. And next week, I actually have an interview for a job in Manassas. So, that'll be interesting. We'll see if I get it or not. We'll see if the offer is good or not. I'm excited. It's my first interview. Yeah, it's my first interview for like a position in my field, so we'll see how that goes. I'm optimistic. I'm not sure if my major necessarily fits the job title, but we'll see. I'll do my best on the interview, obviously. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, there's not much else really to say besides me eating the rest of the sushi. So I actually like to thank you guys all for watching. Once again, thank you so much for the support that you've given Tim and I. Yeah, thank you. And hopefully when I get back to you guys, the next video, I'll maybe have a job, maybe I won't. I'm obviously still in school, so I wouldn't be able to start until after the semester. But honestly, things have been really good for me lately. I say this every video, but I hope everyone's happy. I hope everyone's healthy. If you're not, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm not really sure what else to say. Hopefully you guys can work through that. Yeah, thank you. Alright, peace guys.